Hey everybody! Today we're going to do a little how-to video on planting a tree. We've picked a Persian lime tree to plant today, one of my favorite citrus. Even though this is a lime tree, the instructions we're going to give you will apply to any shade, flowering, or fruit tree. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is dig the hole. We want to make sure that we dig a nice wide hole, not a deep hole. We're going to dig about twice as wide as the root ball of the tree that we're planting, but no deeper. That's a big mistake when planting anything, is to plant too deep, especially in Florida with our rains. We want to make sure that they drain well. So think wide, not deep. The hole is dug, and now it's time to plant our tree. You can see that as we were digging the hole, we put the native soil out around the planting hole. That's going to leave it there to make a dirt berm for watering down the road. It's also going to leave that soil there so that we can mix it into the planting hole as we backfill around the tree. So now we're going to put the tree into the hole, take it carefully out of the pot. And we want to look at the roots around the outside, and we want to make sure they're all pointing outwards. That's going to get them growing in nice and strong and make for a strong tree down the road. So we go all the way around the root ball, making sure those roots are pointing outward, and then we set it into the hole and we check the level. We want to make sure that it's level with the existing ground. And our pro tip would be that we actually plant most trees about a half an inch to an inch above the existing ground to make sure that they're not the low spot and to account for some settling over time. We've got the tree set in its planting hole, ready to go. Now we need to backfill around the root ball with some good soil. We don't want to put all Florida native soil back. Our native soil is just notoriously poor. Lots of sand, not a lot of good nutrients. So we want to add something to it to get those roots to really grow in nice and strong. Today what we're going to use for our citrus tree is our Kirby's planting soil. It's great for all types of trees. You can use it on your shade and flowering trees as well. We're going to use this soil because it's got active peat, active microbes, and pulverized pine bark for drainage. We're going to mix it about half and half with the native soil to get a good mix in there, allow the tree to get used to the native soil that's there while having something really rich to grow into. Now we're going to give the tree its first big drink of water to get it off to a good start. We're also going to use the water to wash that soil in. We want to make sure there aren't any air pockets underground. We'll use the water, fill it up really nicely and let it soak down, and all those air bubbles show you that soil is working into the little nooks and crannies underground. With the tree well watered in, we're ready to stake it up. We want to stake it with a single stake down the middle of the tree. We're not looking to overstake the trunk or the limbs. What we're really looking for is to make sure that those new roots don't get disturbed. So we're going to drive the stake through the root ball and beyond into the soil underneath, and that's going to give it a really strong hold in the ground. I drove the stake down through the root ball into that soil beyond. It's nice and firm in there. Now we want to tie it to the tree itself. We're going to use a flexible tie tape. It stretches a little bit. We make sure we do that so that as the tree grows, it doesn't eat into the trunk or the bark. So we just tie it real nicely in a spot down here in the middle. And then we'll probably add 2 more to make sure that it's well attached. Now that we've got the tree planted, we want to get it off to a good start. So we're going to get the roots growing with Root Stimulator. It's a product by Fertilum that we carry at the nursery. And you mix about 4 tablespoons into a gallon of water. I've pre-mixed it so I didn't have to do it on camera. And once it's mixed into that gallon jug of water, you just swish it around, make sure that it's mixed up really well, and then you pour it out onto the root system. We're just about ready to go in and get a cold drink of water, but before we do that, I wanted to tell you some of the new plant care instructions that we always give for our new shrubs and trees. We want to make sure we keep this tree watered. We're going to water it daily for the first month, every other day for the second month, twice a week for the third month, always in the morning. Water it in the morning so that the roots have the water on them when the sun's out during the day. That's going to keep the plant thriving and growing as it establishes. The second thing you want to do is fertilize the tree regularly. Our Kirby's Special Fertilizer is an 848. It's a complete fertilizer with all the minor elements. And you'll use on a tree this size about 2 tablespoons monthly for the first year, and in the spring, summer, and fall in the subsequent years. There you have it. You're ready to plant your very own tree. Visit us at Kirby's Nursery to pick out your favorite, or visit us online and sign up for our weekly e-newsletter at kirbysnursery.com. Happy gardening!